Hello, welcome to my thoughts and feelings and opinions about the second Eurovision semi-final. Once again, if you are new to this channel, welcome, hello. I make videos every year about each of the semi-finals and the grand final of Eurovision. If you haven't seen my part one of this year yet, I will link it up here. And I've also got loads from past years, and obviously I'll be making one in a few days' time about the grand final, which is on tomorrow, but I don't think I'll film my response tomorrow or even the next day. I don't know when I'm going to film it. But I like to do it as close to when it was as possible, just because I have like the freshest thoughts. Obviously, you're not watching this until I think September or something, so I know that there's a delay, and there's going to be even more of a delay before the grand final one. But these usually end up being really long videos and they take me quite a while to edit, so I'm sorry. Last year it took like 9 months for me to get the video out, so this for me is a win. Well, we'll see. In general, I had a lot less to say about this semi-final than I did about the first. Obviously, in the first semi-final, we had Holland, which I am a big fan of. I always want Holland to win. And so already there were more notes just about how nervous I was, whereas with this one, I wasn't really watching it with that same nervousness. I was just able to enjoy it. But I also have to say, in general, I didn't like this semi-final as much. I thought it was a lot more boring, a lot less exciting. There were fewer good numbers, I thought. But we'll get to that. All right, let's see, what did I write for before? For this one, oh yes, so again, just a quick recap of the last video. I was a bit annoyed in the first semi-final by how UK-centric it was, because yes, the UK is hosting it, but it's not the UK's win, it's not theirs to celebrate. It's the Ukraine, Ukraine should be the main focus, and then UK should just be kind of, we happen to be here, you know? Like, never, I think, in the past, at least not in the past few years, has it been a thing of like, oh, second place is the one we're going to celebrate. And I just felt like with the first semi-final, it was way too UK-centric. But we'll come back to that. Then one of the hosts, like I think it was Hannah Waddingham, but I could be mistaken, said, "We love a good cue," and I genuinely laughed out loud at that bit. I was like, that is so accurate, so brilliant, fantastic. All right, Denmark. And as it was showing the postcard, the first thing I said to myself was, I would not want to be performing on my own. I think like you just want to have someone there to bounce off. So I really want to say like massive congratulations to anyone who had to perform on their own. Also anyone who didn't perform on their own, because either way performing's hard. But yeah, that thought went through me. Then I wrote, ooh, not a strong start. Cool set. I can't tell if there's something wrong with the sound or if it's actually just the way he sings. And then last point, very cool set/stage. Denmark, you missed the mark. I genuinely thought there was something wrong with like the sound quality on my TV, or if there was something wrong with the audio. But I think it was just because it was all so falsetto that like it didn't have any of the oomph, and you could barely hear him over like the backing vocals. And yeah, it was just a shame. And as I've mentioned in a past video somewhere at some point, I don't really like falsetto all that much anyway. So you really have to be able to wow me for me to enjoy it. And this song did not do that, I'm sorry. If it makes you feel any better, the UK song last year, which had loads of falsetto, is not one I liked either, so... Anyway, Armenia. I like the way it's lit. Bit of a strange song. I think this was the one where it went like black, white, and I thought that was really cool. But yeah, wasn't a song for me. Romania. This also doesn't really feel like a Eurovision entry or song. Oh wait, plot twist. It must have started really slow and then built up to something. Then I wrote, he sings it well, but it still isn't enticing me. And what was the purpose of that girl? I think there was a girl that came out right at the very end, and I was like, did I miss her do something, or what's the point of this? Anyway, Estonia. Cool piano thing. Oh yeah, because I think the piano keys were playing without her playing it. Love the audience torches, because they were all waving their torches. Also sung well, but again, nothing special. Very well sung. Belgium. Best start so far. Yeah, this is my favorite so far. I needed something upbeat. Impressive dancer, great end pose. Up until Belgium, I was like, am I even watching Eurovision? Like, this is really quite boring. And then Belgium came in and just knew what they were doing. It was brilliant, and it just built as well. It was so good. Cyprus, strong opening. I think this is what Holland was trying to do. Then I wrote fire, because again, there was fire. And then I wrote, I like this, but I don't love it. Like, it was a really bog standard song that I did enjoy, but it wasn't Eurovision enough for me. I'm very strict about my like Eurovision rules. Iceland, right, she's got a good voice. Oh, very cool flip. This is certainly something. I'm not against it though. Yeah, not bad. I had really mixed feelings about this one because she did sing it well, she sang it very well, and I liked all like the kicks and stuff and the power stuff she was doing. But I also was a bit like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if I like it. Anyway, Greece. I like the way they've done the words with the Greek letters. I really enjoyed that. This feels under-energized and cool spin. Poland. Good start. I really like the dancing. Oh, brilliant dance break. I didn't love the song, but I did enjoy it as a performance. So this one, they already had a bit of dancing, which I already liked. And then they put away their mics, I think, at one point and did like a proper dance break. And I was like, oh, this is fantastic. And it was a good song. It was a strong song. It just wasn't my favorite, but I didn't dislike it. Slovenia. This is a little bit chaotic, and I have to say I don't love it. Again, I didn't hate it. I wasn't like, oh, no, but I was also a bit like, Anyway, moving on to Georgia. Big opening. She sings well. I like her costume and hairpieces and jewelry and everything. Just feels a bit too screamy for me. There's something about the audio I don't like. I think it was just that it was living, like up there. It was just the same thing, repetitive. And then I wrote, oh, very cool dress, because it like started flying behind her. San Marino, I wrote, right, let's see then, because San Marino is one that almost always misses the mark. It never gets, well, that's not true. It never gets through to the finals, but very often I do like their song. So I was a bit like, I'm curious to see what they do this time. And then I wrote, it's fine, but not really for me. On to Austria. Very strong start. I'm already enjoying this. Oh, this is great. Brilliant. I think this was the Edgar Allan Poe one, which I loved. Everything about it. I was like, it's funny, it's saying something, it's got a little bit of a dance to it, it's upbeat, like it was just a really good energy. Albania. I like the bit with the serviettes. I think they did like a dance thing. And then I just wrote fire, because once again, there was fire. Lithuania, all I've written is, she's got a good voice. Australia, again, I wrote, here we go then, because if you don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of Australia in general, and I don't love the fact that they're part of Eurovision, and I never really want them to go through to the finals. Unless if I ever get to represent them, then obviously I want to go through to the finals, but that's a different story. Cool car. He has glitter in his beard. Brilliant. This is mental. Crazy. That's what I wrote. And the thing with Australia is that I, like I say, don't want it to go through, but I really do try to give it the benefit of the doubt when I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, do I actually like this aside from the fact that it's Australia? Like when it was Tonight Again many years ago, I was like, actually, I really like this song. And it was a strong Eurovision performance. And I accepted that, even though I didn't love the fact that Australia were part of it. Anyway, moving on, they then said something about like, give it up for the songwriters, and I just wrote, yay, because that is deserved. Then for my wants, I only had 3. I had Belgium, Poland, and Austria. And then for the ones I expected, I wrote Belgium, Cyprus, Iceland, Poland, Georgia, Austria, Australia, Armenia, Estonia, and Slovenia. A lot of those I felt I was just guessing. I was like, I don't know, but I'm just gonna pick a few to make it up to 10. In the end, spoiler alert, I got 8 out of 10 right. So not bad. Then during the next bit, I was like, I love all the Beatles jokes, because again, Hannah Waddingham was doing that and I enjoyed that. Then I wrote, I love the dancing. I'm not quite sure what that was about. Then I wrote, oh, I like this Queen bit. I love the choreographed bit. So there was the Queen bit, and then after, like during the Queen bit, but sort of towards the end, there was like a whole choreographed bit, which I loved. Can you tell I like watching people dance? Then about Spain, I wrote, this looks interesting. I'm certainly intrigued. About Ukraine, I just wrote, we'll see. And about the UK, I first of all said, thank you for mentioning Ukraine, because the girl who was representing UK was like, but we want to, give thanks to Ukraine. And I was like, thank you for doing that. And then I also wrote, I don't like it for now, but it does sound like something that could be a like regular popular hit. Like it's just something I could see being on the radio, which is probably why I don't like it. Moving on to results. The first thing I wrote is, it's so much less pressure when Holland isn't in it. I can just enjoy watching the results rather than stress about whether or not Holland's gonna get in. I'm surprised by Albania, but I did think maybe for it. I just want Belgium to go through. Not surprised about Cyprus. I don't really have an opinion about Estonia. Yes, Belgium, yay! Aw, yay, Austria. So far I've got 4 out of 5 right, go me. I'm surprised by Lithuania. Aw, nice Poland. Yay, all my ones went through. Ugh, of course Australia. Again, no real thoughts about Armenia. I hope it's Iceland, but I don't think it will be. Ah, good for Slovenia. 8 out of 10, not bad. Wow, this video is literally half the length of semi-final 1. That just goes to show you, I just had less opinions because I just thought it was less interesting, this semi-final. But I do think, considering sort of what we've got from the first semi-final, I do think the final will be good. It always is, to be fair. But I do think there'll be good energy, fun, upbeats, and a couple of slow ones in the middle because that's just how it goes. But I'm excited. I'm excited. I think for the final, I'm hoping Norway and I'm expecting Norway to do well. And I think I've kind of got, now that I've read that back, Austria, I quite like to see it do well. And I can't remember, obviously Belgium, but you know, that's different. I'm kind of expecting Israel to do well as well, just because of what I've heard about it, but I don't know. So I will obviously say more thoughts in the next video, which I think is going to be out in a few weeks. Sorry about the delay on that one. But if you have any thoughts yourself about the second semi-final or about anything Eurovision, please do feel free to leave comments down below, because I love chatting all things Eurovision. And I actually love that these videos go up a little bit later because it kind of extends the Eurovision year for me. So yay! And I'll see you all very soon, probably. I'm still doing 3 videos a week, so yeah. Bye!